Ever notice how the calmest person in the room somehow has the most control? They're not loud. They're not trying to impress. They just sit there, steady, while everything else settles around them. That's not confidence. That's a way of thinking. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. Some people think being smart means knowing more, talking more, or proving a point. But the real shift happens when you start moving differently. Let's break down the mental habits that quietly change how life responds to you. The first habit is simple but uncomfortable. Stop trying to win conversations. The moment you feel the urge to jump in, correct someone, or prove you're right, pause. Try curiosity instead. Ask what made them think that way. Ask what they actually want to happen. When you stop pushing, people stop defending. And when defenses drop, the real information shows up. You don't change minds by overpowering them. You change minds by understanding what's underneath the words. The second habit is learning to zoom out. Some people treat every mistake like a personality flaw. One awkward moment becomes, "This is just who I am." One failure becomes a life sentence. Instead, step back and look at the pattern. What led here? What usually triggers this? What can be adjusted next time? When you zoom out far enough, nothing feels permanent. Everything becomes feedback. And when life feels like feedback instead of judgment, you stop panicking and start improving. The third habit is filtering stress through one question. Is this actually in my control? If the answer is yes, act calmly and deliberately. If the answer is no, release it without guilt. A huge amount of anxiety comes from trying to manage things that were never yours to manage. Other people's moods, opinions, timing, outcomes. When you observe people who stay grounded under pressure, you'll notice they don't waste energy fighting the uncontrollable. They conserve it. The fourth habit is getting comfortable with silence. Silence makes many people nervous, so they rush to fill it with talking, explaining, or overreacting. Try doing the opposite. Let pauses exist. Let people finish. Let moments breathe. Silence creates space, and space reveals information. Tone changes. Hesitation appears. What's not being said becomes clear. Silence also signals confidence without effort. You don't need to announce presence when it can be felt. The fifth habit is mastering the pause before reaction. When something triggers you, take one breath before responding. Just one. That breath creates distance between impulse and intention. It gives you a choice. Over time, this becomes automatic. You stop being pulled into chaos. You become the steady point others react to. And that calm presence quietly shifts the entire dynamic of a room. Here's what makes these habits powerful. They don't make you passive. They make you intentional. You still feel emotions, but emotions stop driving the wheel. You respond based on values instead of reflex. Conversations feel cleaner. Decisions feel lighter. You stop replaying moments in your head wishing you said something different. You don't need to talk more to be respected. You don't need to react faster to be powerful. You don't need to prove anything. You just need to observe more than you react. Ask instead of argue. Zoom out instead of panic. Act only where you have control. Let silence work for you. Pause before responding. When you start living this way, something interesting happens. Life feels slower, even when it's busy. People respond to you differently. Situations resolve with less friction. You stop chasing control and start embodying it. And once that shift locks in, you don't have to announce confidence. It's already there. Subscribe to LoveLens. Clarity changes everything.